Hey there, tech enthusiasts! Welcome back to our channel, where we dive into the amazing world of future tech and some mind-blowing innovations from the past. Today, we're going to take a fun, fascinating look at some incredible technologies that could shape our future, along with a dash of brilliant gadgets from yesteryear that were just a bit too forward-thinking for their time. Section 1. Future Tech. Holograms. Let's jump right into the future with something we all know from sci-fi movies. Holograms. Imagine walking into a room filled with 3D images floating in midair, allowing you to interact with them as if they were right there with you. Now hold on to your hats. This isn't just wishful thinking. With advancements in light field technology, we might soon be able to have holographic displays in our homes, schools, and workplaces. Picture this. Instead of staring at a flat screen, you could have your favorite movies or video calls projected right in front of you. Pretty cool, right? And think about how immersive gaming could become. All of this would be very exciting. Section 2. Past Tech. The Segway. Now, while we daydream about holograms, let's hop back a few decades to talk about the Segway, a tech marvel that was way ahead of its time. Launched in 2001, this two-wheeled personal transporter promised to revolutionize urban mobility. But here's the kicker. It never really took off like its inventors hoped. Why? Well, people had a tough time embracing the idea of gliding along the sidewalk on a quirky-looking gadget. Imagine today's world if we had all taken to the streets on Segways instead of cars. Maybe traffic jams would be a thing of the past. It's a perfect example of how sometimes the world just isn't ready for a brilliant idea. Neither society sometimes to Section 3, Future Tech, Brain-Computer Interfaces. Now, shifting gears back to the future, let's talk about brain-computer interfaces. Sounds advanced, and it is. This technology is like giving your brain superpowers. Just think about it. What if you could control your computer or even a prosthetic limb with your thoughts? Companies like Neuralink are pushing the boundaries of this tech. And while it may seem like something out of a sci-fi novel, prototypes are being developed right now. The possibilities for people with disabilities could be life-changing. Imagine someone who hasn't been able to move freely regaining their independence through thought alone. How inspiring is that? Section 4. Past Tech. The Pad. And speaking of the mind, let's rewind to the mid-90s and revisit the Personal Digital Assistant, or PADD. Long before iPads and smartphones became our constant companions, the PADD was a groundbreaking concept that combined communication, entertainment, and organization. But unfortunately, the PADD didn't quite catch on, yet. It's interesting to see how many ideas were birthed at this time, only to be perfected later. In a way, the PADD laid down the foundational stones for our current devices, proving that sometimes it takes a bit of iteration for innovation to truly shine. Section 5. Future Tech. Smart Cities. Now, let's explore the future of urban living with smart cities. Urbanization is on the rise, and cities of tomorrow will be powered by smart technology. Imagine urban infrastructure that communicates with itself. Traffic lights adjusting based on real-time traffic flow, waste management systems that optimize collection routes, and energy grids that manage consumption efficiently. Cities like Singapore are paving the way and testing these technologies. It's like giving a city its very own brain. With your smartphone guiding you to the least crowded restaurant or helping filter out pollution, we can envision a world where living in cities becomes more efficient and sustainable. Section 6. Past Tech. The Car Phone. Now, before we wrap up our journey, let's take one last nostalgic trip back to the 1980s. Remember car phones? They were the height of luxury back then. Picture this. A hefty device, often installed in fancy cars, that allowed you to talk on the go. Despite being a total game changer, they were bulky and quite costly, making them more of a status symbol than a practical tool. Fast forward to today, when we can fit more computing power in our pockets than was in a full car phone setup. It's wild to think about how much has changed. Outro. Relaxed music, visuals summarizing the future tech discussed. And there you have it, folks. From holograms to brain-computer interfaces and a couple of surprising throwbacks, we've explored how technology continually evolves. It reminds us that innovation doesn't happen overnight. Sometimes it requires a few stumbles along the way. What do you think the future holds? Are you excited about any of these technologies? Comment below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more exciting explorations into the world of technology. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you in the next video. Stay curious.